Quorum. Governor for Manus will lead us in prayer.
Our Father in heaven, this morning, we come to you. Gracious and eternal God, we all sinners. We all leaders, we bring yet that you forgive me, through your blood on Calvary, rouse him all can no good, we pray to the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, may Holy Spirit blow stop on them to play. Opposition leader, Deputy Opposition leader, Spirit blow stop on them, all give all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so that all can guide him this house, and members of Parliament. Papa, may interest belong all people, belong me ego pass, all get the interest. Interest belong me give him service, it belong all people, belong me where you like him, must give him. As me go into 50-year block country, the 50th anniversary jubilee year, year of reconciliation, year of forgiveness, year of me look right part so that me can save him interest from all people. My presence place stop inside Lomibla as me go through the session tete, and this pray me ask him, Lord powerful name you, na by you me he pray the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Clerk, any petition? Notices? Honorable members, question time. The Honorable Member for Kerawagi.
So long people look around. I am just will I ask him question what believe long to our good minister for civilization about Kundiawa airport. I think, Mr. Speaker, every province in the country should be accessible by airport. They should get airport. Kundiawa has been endowment for the last more than 15 years now. It's insult to the government and actually it's raising a lot of questions in our citizens' mind. Airport in the country, Mr. Speaker, is part of national government outcome.
Honorable Member, may I interrupt you again? Sorry. Can you come again? Your question is directed to
Minister for Civil Aviation.
Civil Aviation. Go ahead.
Minister for Transport and could take note of it. In the last regime, there is a proposal for relocate Kundiawa Airport to Coop in Kerawagi district. The preliminary feasibility study has been in place. I think it's funded by National Airport Corporation with the last regime, the government. Feasibility study is in place. And actually, Kundiawa is not viable because it's not technically viable for large aircraft to land Kundiawa. So relocation is actually confirmed. Mr. Speaker, I want our good minister to tell us the progress of this feasibility study because it's going to serve. It's in the middle of Jiwak and Simbu. It's only less than 20 minutes drive in. So it's a good location. So the feasibility study has been done, and I want our good minister to tell us how is the progress now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation.
Thank you. Me, like to thank you, Lord good Lord, leader honorable member, Lord Askim. Kundiawa, as you said, airport Bloyumi. Currently, mountain Iranim now, big balusino na bigo. Na you got light aircrafts now, lig balus sabe kokang one time na kaino sem. But along transferring this airport ikam lo coop coop itself lo groundbreaking mi binigo na bin stop lo this time na groundbreaking bin come up. First, although he got some lik work or like make him nothing. Government want them, maybe provincial government only give him 2.5 million. Now all work him some work, that's all report now something all finish him good. Now beyond only go again lo work him narabla report again long 10 million lo work him detail report na scope na bill of quantity na all arabla list all to all by work him final dan display 10 million no got money been look sawe seems only been request up to now. So last time me been kisim legally brief around the country, now me come kisim brief lo display I'm also 2.5 years and been come up also. Na legally report or look sawe only been make him tas all no got one blah report me kisim in detail long 2.5. But request long 10 million stop. Almost put me go long. PIB in plenty time. Got funding na NEC work law. Follow up stop. Maybe talking more long. Try and look again na kind of sem. But look anyway na kind of sem maybe good plan more long. Or some leader you blah can bung one time na can write him one blah strong blah pass na you may can ask him recommendation blah me blah can ask him na you may can try pursue na look him. But at this stage progress come up yet, no got one blah funding come yet na kind of sem so. Me blah mamas is our Kundiawa can be relocated. Na Simbu Juwaka can share him this blah become lo Hagen, happy go lo Goroka. You can make him also but seems me go lo groundbreaking enough lo now and progress that fast. So by me blah follow up, so you blah help me blah long, book him this blah follow up. Now you can look him na. Two me like talk save long you me all kata all same. Feasibility studies na, detail scoping na, all this blah and something himself costing millions of kina. Why na display come up? One specific work only make him. Display all kata you me can check him. Big blah projects so one you may like make him all talk 20 million, 40 million, 30 million. That's lo paperwork that's all. Paperwork that's all now. Then actual project sabe eventuate. Now display 10 million and me film and plenty. You may can look good now. You may can reduce him come down. Flat land you may can level him now. Make him easy work. Culverts or something actual cost them by one up. That's all. Just paperwork must come down. So this way you may can pursue marry up. So you blah bung one time write him one blah pass where you blah can sign or some blah one bell or moving Kundiawa go lo coop. So you may can work bung one time with NEC, my team, and we can show some funding progress. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Goilala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in my people's chair to ask a question directed to the good Minister for Mining, but he's not here, so I rather prefer asking to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, my question is, Mr. Speaker, my question is in relation to Tokuma mine. The then Tokuma mine, now renowned or renamed Toru Minerals. The Tokuma mine may not be that colorful that will attract attention, but if we put Tokuma mine in the middle of people who all have a lot and those of us who have nothing, Tokuma mine is important to Golala people. I'm prompted to ask this question is because lately we see happenings around Tokuma mine after the liquidation and the laying off of staff and also the shutting down of the operations of Tokuma mine. And now we have a Tolu Minerals that has taken over and owns the license and everything else. And before I go on, let me, from the outset, thank MRA and the Maprik government for the first time, connecting Tokuma mines to the rest of the world. And the road is at Fane in the proximity of approximately 5 to 6 kilometers from the mine. So the Tokuma mine is visible, and it will not be an expensive mine anymore. Everything that happens will be by road. So thank you so much, Prime Minister, and your government, our government, as well as through MRA. Why I ask this question is that I'm holding a live document, which is an MOU signed, revised MOU signed on the 30th of November 2007, when the then mining minister was Sepu Katemu, member for Abao. The previous MOU was signed in 1993 or around there. In this document, this live document, a copy that I'm holding, there's a lot of very good things that will benefit the people of Gualala. Unfortunately, the mine has existed from 1993 up until the time of liquidation, and now it's starting. It is a sad story to say here that the local member of the area is not aware of what is happening. I think the good governor might not be in the picture as to what is happening. We are here to represent our people. We are not in another country where the land is owned by crown or state. The land is owned by people. But by virtue of people owning the land, people must be the first people to know what is happening. And in doing so, likewise, open members, because we represent people here. We are not in Australia where the state-owned land and you just walk in, using the might of state to go and do anything and everything you want to do on people's land. So my question, Prime Minister, is, Mr. Speaker, my question through you to the Prime Minister is this. Enough, Prime Minister can talk several people of Gualala at what stage we are in with that mine. One. Number two question, we have tenement areas that are also within the proximity of the mine. You have Sere, Duma, Sindo, Saki, Mount Orom. All these are also high deposits areas. So we of the Gualala people of the view that as soon as Tokuma is coming to its variable states, or if the material or the gold is running out, there is a possibility of extension into these tenement areas because there are very frequent exploration activities going on without even I knowing. No courtesy call, no courtesy to me and Governor in terms of writing or roundtable. I know the Mining Act or Extractive Industries Act doesn't allow me to sit. And some of us are pushing for that, so we are also on the table. So, good Prime Minister, can you advise or inform the people of, or Speaker, can the Prime Minister inform the people of Gualala, one, where the mine is now, at what stage? Number two, what are the goods, apart from developers and the state, the provincial government and the LFG, excluding DDA, hoping that DDA comes on board, what are the benefits that the people of Gualala will get through benefit sharing when the mine does kick off? And two, because we have those tenement areas, it is a mining lease, ML. Is there a possibility that in the near future, this mine will be SML, Special Mining Lease Area? So those are my few questions, but like I said, we are for the mine. We want the project to go ahead. It is just that Madam Governor, she's not in the room, but I stand on our behalf. Madam Governor and me as local member need to know what is happening in our backyard. Because 3 days ago, some land officers landed in Mondo, which is close to the mine. And we received calls that the people were trying to remove them. So our advice was, let the people, the lands people, to go ahead and do what they want to do. We don't know why they're there, but they're there already, so allow them to do what they want. So that is my line of questions to you, Mr. Speaker, to the Prime Minister, because this mine is critically important to Goliath people. We don't have anything. We don't even contribute to the coffers of the government. So if this mine is coming, we would want to know, but we do it properly, so we give government share of it, and our people get their share. Developers get their share and go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister, before I ask you to respond to the honourable member's question, I'd like to remind all members that we only have 45 minutes for question time. So when you have a question prepared to ask to a minister, and you want to give a background of those questions, make that short, get to the point of your question, and the minister whom you will respond, if you have a long detail of answering that question, prepare yourself well, and you can ask for a leave after any question time to give a long detail of answers. The short question answers that you can give to a question, you just give a short answer to a question so that we give enough time for all you members to ask questions on the floor of Parliament. The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to appreciate the question raised by Member for Guelala. Firstly, I want to also give assurance to the Member for Samarai Murua, who did ask a similar question last week. Sometimes next week, when the full answer is with me, we'll take a paid advertisement so that our constituents in respective areas of our country, the provincial governments and the country knows in respect to those questions raised, especially matters relating to resource projects in our country. In respect to Tokuma, it is a mining lease operation, and the governance framework around a mining lease operation will take its course. But whatever it is, I am quite surprised that the district and the province is not aware of the operations of the reopening of Tolukama. I will make it my business to make sure the mining department and MRA in the process of issuance of license or operations, the provinces concerned are fully aware. Province concerns are fully aware, and in the event of not just Tolukama but any important resource projects that is happening, all national government departments must inform the province concerns and the district concerned on what is happening. Certainly for Tolukama, I understand a mining lease was issued. The road that is now close to the mine area is partly assisted by the MRA and partly by the investor concerned. The mine was abandoned some time back because of the return on investment was not sufficient to cover operations because of the airlifting of personnel and every operation supported by helicopter operation out of Port Moresby. Hence, the resource was not able to be harvested sustainably in as far as making profit is concerned. But the new mining leaseholder has shown extreme resourcefulness in trying to deliver road into the mine area so that it can cut away the use of helicopter. And the last time I was flying in and out of the area, I was able to fly through to see the road being punched up into the Owen Stanley Ranges. I will inform the mining minister to get a full brief on this one. But something I want to give full assurance to the member concerned. Pango Party policy adopted by this government is that any resource project to the scale of a project that is being operated, where possible in the mining agreement, whatever national government secures, 40% is passed back to the province and to the landowners. Simply because they're in the project area precinct, They need to feel that the project is part of them and then part of the project. And certainly if it is a mining lease that will be operated, I look forward to the mine agreement, the new agreement that will govern new Tokuma going forward. There'll be a place for the district, there'll be a place for the province, there'll be a place for LLG and landowners on the table. We don't want to leave landowners and all local parties behind. But at the same time, we must also understand these mines also must be profitable for benefits to be shared all around. And whatever engagement national government does engage with the project developers, benefit we secure. About 55% of the 55%, 40% of the 55% must be and will be passed back to the landowners, just like we're doing in Pogra and all the other projects we negotiated. So certainly the Guelala DDA, the Central Province, and the landowners will not be left outside of the Tokuma, which is hope the mine is proven successful in as far as return on investment is concerned, and everyone around could benefit from the new Tokuma. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Sinasina Yangumul.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I'm grateful that the recipient of my question has made an orderly entry. So I'll welcome him with a question. The sale of the MVIL's shares in BSP Bank have been a big matter of controversy in recent times, and still remains a controversy. Mr. Speaker, it's a very important national issue. We need to resolve it in the national interest properly, not to give hairy-fairy answers that obfuscate the real position of the questions that we are asking. So I have been saying all along, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that the Motor Vehicle Insurance Limited is a trust company. The managed by that company is owned by other people, motor vehicle owners, before and now. That includes most of us here who are driving motor vehicle. We own that trust fund. We own the money inside that fund, managed for us by our government. That is the law, that is the case. What the minister has done recently was to sell assets in that fund. And he's diverted the fund outside for government's other use, as he said in a recent press statement, to be used to rehabilitate other failing state-owned enterprises like PNG Power and PNG Water. But those funds are not to be used like that. That is the law. And what has happened is illegal, it's a crime, and we need to have answers to this question. I should have asked this question earlier last week, but I didn't because there was a key document that was missing. I didn't have it. Finally, I have it in my hand. And I'm going to tender it to this Parliament. It will prove that everything that the minister has said previously was wrong, was perhaps deliberately wrong, to hide the truth. And I will tender this document for this Parliament scrutiny so that we can have a proper legitimate debate and come to the truth. And I will ask my questions before I seek to tender this document. This document is a deed of settlement and indemnity. It was signed on the 9th of April 2001 when a controversy arose when the government stripped the fund of all its assets, left the liabilities behind but took all the assets away, and in doing so created an insolvent company. MVIL was insolvent. The matter went to court, Mr. Speaker, and I happen to be the lawyer. I took the matter to court and we won because we proved that what happened was wrong in law. And that agreement we reached to settle the matter is documented in this deed, and I'm going to tender it. So my questions are, Mr. Speaker, I'll give the Honourable Minister a copy of my question and also table the deed after I've asked my questions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the Minister agree that, one, at all material times, the state was a trustee shareholder of MVIL, and the beneficial shareholders were the past and present motor vehicle owners? Question one. And two, the deed of settlement that I've mentioned above confirms that all the assets in MVIL currently, including up to recently the 3,751,051 shares in the Bank of South Pacific Limited, were inherited by the MVIL from its predecessor entities, including an entity in those days known as the Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust, MVIT, a statutory trust. And later, all those assets were transferred to a company by the same name called Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust Limited, or MVITL, which was also another trust entity. And ultimately, or thirdly, across to PNGBC Limited in the process of the amalgamation of PNGBC and BSP Bank, transferred from MVITL to PNGBC, and then finally, all those 3,751,000 shares were transferred from PNGBC back to MVIL. Meaning that if you trace the history of those shares, it came from a trust fund, a pool of trust fund, to the MVIT, which was called MVIT, then to MVITL, then to PNGBC, and finally into MVIL, where it is now. So if you trace it properly, at all material times, Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the Minister agree that those were trust properties owned by past and present motor vehicle owners? Not a free gift. They remain for the purposes of the administration of the third-party insurance scheme in Papua New Guinea administered by MVIL. Never a free gift, never a beneficial free gift, never a beneficial free gift. It remains trust property. It's documented here, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to prove it. It's a legal document
Honourable
sanctioned
member,
by the court.
Make your question.
I can see my questions coming home now, Mr. Speaker. Can I, Mr. Speaker, can the Minister now agree that the state sale of the MVIL's shares in BSP and the diversion of the proceeds of the sale is a fraud and is illegal? Fourthly, the Minister's press statement dated 16 July 2025, he said that the state intends to use the proceeds of the sale to rehabilitate other failing state-owned enterprises like PNG Power and PNG Water Limited. Does that continue to constitute a crime of stealing and misappropriation of a trust fund? Next, can the Minister now, in this chamber, before all the honourable members, undertake to freeze the proceeds of the sale until, in an escrow account, until we have fully and truthfully answered these very, very important questions? And finally, can he undertake to return the proceeds of the sale back to MVIL to be used for the benefit of the purpose for which this fund was established, and that is to compensate victims of use of motor vehicles who are injured or who have died, considering, Deputy Speaker, at the moment, the maximum payout is 150,000 kina per victim. That is too small. You know, in the case of a paraplegia or death, the loss of to an individual or to his estate, to the children of a working parent who is about 40 years or so of working life left, and perhaps earning 100,000 kina a year amounts to the millions. But their losses is kept at 150,000 kina at the moment by operation of law, which is unjust. But we have the means to increase that ceiling to 500,000 right now if these kind of funds are returned into that pool. There are children suffering, wives suffering, husbands suffering because of the death of their spouse, their father. So we can't misappropriate these funds, Mr. Speaker. It has important ramifications to this country, and we deserve the right answers. Having asked those questions, Mr. Speaker, I now seek to tender to this Parliament, by leave of Parliament, a deed of settlement, signed, it's called a deed of settlement and indemnity, signed between Rex Paki as liquidator of MVIL, number one. Number two, Motor Vehicle Insurance Limited in liquidation itself as a party. Number three, PNGBC Limited as the recipient of those funds when it was originally transferred across to them. And finally, the Privatization Commission on behalf of the independent state of Papua New Guinea. And that deed is dated 9th of April 2001. And I am able to say all these things because my signature appears amongst the signatories as a witness, being the lawyer involved and bringing out a satisfactory outcome in that matter. I seek to leave of Parliament now, Mr. Speaker.
Is leave granted?
Yes.
I submit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I then ask the Minister for State Enterprise to respond to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to thank the honourable member for Sina Yongomur for this important series of questions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let me point out that there is no controversy in this as far as we are concerned, having considered all the laws that are applicable, and that we did our due diligence, and we were able to even withstand any scrutiny from either the Ombudsman Commission or any investigation for that matter. It's a controversy only in the words of one particular man, and it is the member himself, in his mind, due to his own misunderstanding of what happened. This is not the first time the honourable member has raised this issue. When he was the Petroleum Minister, he wrote to our Prime Minister in a letter dated 7th January 2022, where he raised these very questions. And we then sought the advice of the State Solicitor. That State Solicitor has found absolutely nothing wrong with the process. This question is simply based on a misunderstanding of facts by the good member himself. We have nothing to hide. For the purposes of this Parliament, and especially the good member, let me highlight to Parliament what really happened. When the last government, the government of the late Sir Michael was in power, they made a decision to amalgamate New Guinea Insurance Corporation, Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust at the time, and PNGBC. And they named it the Finance Pacific Group of Companies. There were two chairmen at that time. The first one was our former Prime Minister and a good member of Yalbu Pangia.
Well, Mr. We have a point of order.
It's already a diversion of the facts. There's a lie already emerging.
Honourable member, you have asked a question.
I've asked a question, but it's lying already. The point is, when the amalgamation took place, the resulting company was called PNGBC Limited, not Finance Pacific.
Allow the Minister to respond to your question. I cannot allow us to debate on the answers that is being made.
Whatever the name is, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the fact is that those companies are amalgamated. You can call them any name you want to call, Mr. Deputy Speaker. That is what happened. And the first chairman is here in Parliament. You can ask him if you want to. He's on your side. You want to get the real name. And that is the former Prime Minister of our country. Followed by the former member of Manda, Rimbing Pato. So we don't know what happened since MVL or Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust was established by an act of Parliament in 1974. Our vehicle owners paid premiums. And these are matters that I'm not privy to, but at that time, when these companies were amalgamated, it was discovered that this company was insolvent. God knows what happened to all the funds. So the government then recapitalized Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust by paying a sum of 120 million kina.
The government never recapitalized. That's another line. The recapitalization came from the return of the assets that originally belonged to the BIL. From the trust pool.
Honorable Member, I've said this is the reply you can get from the Minister. I cannot allow us to debate and drag on this question. Honorable
Mr. Deputy Speaker, the good member does not understand the meaning of recapitalization. When a company does not have the money, when an ultimate shareholder pays in the money, that's recapitalization. There's no
Honorable
other-
Minister, before you, Honorable Member, you resume your seat. You resume your seat.
Government never paid any money.
Honorable Member, you resume your seat. Otherwise, I will ask the Minister not to respond to this question.
You need to address my point.
You cannot threaten the chair by saying what you have said when you sit down, and that is why I stopped the Minister to ask you to withdraw a statement you made onto the chair. Honorable Member, I will ask the Minister to continue on with the response to your question. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. If the money didn't come from the government, where did it come from? The member has not said that. It came from the government to KBC. I've seen the copy of the deed. I'm very sorry to say it, but the good member misunderstands the content of the deed. Unfortunately, he does not understand the content of the deed. We have looked at the deed. All it says is for allowing for the government to recapitalize by paying some 120 million kina. What else is in the deed? He should read the deed himself first before asking questions.
That's a major diversion.
Well, say so.
I have to take a point for the records. Mr. Speaker, the deed says that the assets returned came from the trust's original asset pool. It's all listed in Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. What was in the original trust and then later returned. Itemized in Schedule 1 and in Schedule 2 of the deed. There can be no mistake about this clarity.
Honorable Member for Sensina Yangumul, honorable members, I'm not sitting here as a judge to listen to you as we are in the courthouse, so that you can raise point of order for me to know that the point you raised is being truth and what Minister have raised is being truth. You have asked a question and the Minister is responding to it. Whether if he lied to this House or if he lied to you, it is the public and those who have access to the right information will judge whether this is true or not. I'm sitting here to facilitate the question you've asked, then ask the Minister to respond. So please, let's allow the Minister to respond to every question we have. If I would entertain every point of order to justify everything a Minister can respond, we will take this as a courthouse to reason who is right and who is wrong. Therefore, let the chair rule what it is.
Mr. Speaker.
You have asked a question, allow the Minister to respond to your question.
That's your response to my point of order means that Parliament has no responsibility for screening the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Honorable Member,
We have no responsibility.
Honorable Member, I understand what you have raised. Get me clear on what I've responded to. The Minister is responding to your question. You raised a point, whether it be right or it be wrong, you have already given, granted leave and you have presented something to the House, it's something that we can look into. I cannot spend time here to hear you as court and rule whether that is right or wrong.
Again, I object to you continuously referring to the court. I
Oh.
used to be a lawyer, but I'm entirely...
I understand you are a lawyer. I cannot treat this as we are in the courthouse. I'm making this decision as a chairman. Honorable member, I will ask you to resume your seat. Otherwise, I will rule this question out of order. I give you this time, Minister. You respond to the question.
Thank you. Assets of a company mean two things. Things like vehicles, buildings, all the others including cash. And as I mentioned this Honorable House, I have a duty to be honest and frank in this House. Assets of MVL included two things, cash and all the other things like buildings, vehicles, tools of trade. At the time, in terms of cash, there was absolutely nothing. And as I said earlier, a cash injection, how you call it, it does not matter. A cash injection of 120 million was paid by the government to KCH at the time. MVL had no money. It went into liquidation, as is correctly pointed out by a good member himself. So it was only a company with buildings and everything else, nothing to show for, including the premiums paid by the motor vehicles owners since 1974. We're trying to look at history, whatever happened there. Happened before our time. So at the time, the state through KCH made that capital injection and needed that money. And it's captured in that deed. It depends on his interpretation as well as interpretation of ourselves, including our state solicitor. The good member wants to create a controversy, that is his problem. But all the issues that the good member has pointed out, I answered in one thing, but one piece of legislation, and that is the Motor Vehicles Insurance, or Motor Vehicles Third-Party Insurance Amendment Act 2000, Amendment number 50 of 2000. That was enacted by Parliament on the 5th of December. It captures and it deals with all the questions that the good member has asked. So I would strongly urge him to look at that amendment and you will be satisfied. Mr. Deputy Speaker, all the issues including whether the assets were dissipated, mismanaged or lost, whatever it is, were captured adequately by Parliament in its wisdom in that Amendment Act on the 5th of December 2000. All we need to do is to look at that amendment and then we'll see the story for ourselves. And to finally conclude, so all the answers to the questions the good members raised are captured by that very simple act amendment. All the controversies, whatever, are negated by that amendment. Finally, I have to emphasize this. The good member has not informed this Parliament. How is it that MVL paid for those shares? Did MVL pay for those shares? No. They were gifted by the Maprik government. Absolutely. It was never paid for by MVL because when BSP and PNGBC were amalgamated, under the amalgamation, it was agreed that the state would end up having 30% of the new bank.
Honorable Minister, I'll interject. I'll get a point of order.
I'd like to raise a point of order. For so long as we lie, I will continue to raise a point of order in the people's interest. When you incorporate a company, you don't need to capitalize it instantly. You can have a Tokuma shareholding, token shares issued. And after that is the question, who contributed the capital? The state never did. That's the point. All the capital, operating capital came from insurance premiums contributed by motor vehicle owners. The state, I want the minister to produce proof of the actual money paid by the state.
Honorable member for Sinners, in all respect to your point of order, as I wrote earlier, I think you are putting up debate on this point of order, on this question, and I cannot allow for on the chair.
So when can I raise a point of order, Mr. Speaker?
There is a point of order that you can raise, which it can be corrected, but for you to make a long statement and debate over, the chair will not entertain for that.
What if they are lying?
Honorable members, honorable member, you resume your seat. The speaker made a ruling. I made a ruling that this question, the question the minister have raised, the honorable member have raised has been in written. It's been given to the minister. I've seen that this question have dragged on for long and we already have few minutes left. I rule that the minister, you will respond to the member in writing in the questions that has been given. I'll ask for a new question. Honorable Governor for Madang.
Mr. Thank you, Mr. Number 2 Speaker. Before let me ask him a question, or ask him, Chair lo by extending time. Yes. Because people are looking more some, you dragon lo one question long time. Na plenty all member of Parliament only like making people belong all. Only no got time lo ask him this loud question will also me ask him lo extending time. Narapla 20 or 30 minutes, Mr. Number 2 Speaker.
Member, the question is that the question time be extended for 20 minutes. Those who agree, please stand. Honorable members, you may see that the question time has been extended for 20 minutes. Absolute majority.
Honorable Governor of Madang.
Thank you, Mr. Number 1 Speaker. Yes, number 2 give him to correct so me no arem good amas minute them give him. Because me ask him lo 30 minutes.
Honorable Governor, I am standing order. I talk 20 minutes. So you mean like extending time, question time by 20 minutes. So maybe I am standing order. Thank you.
You're right, Mr. Speaker. Make it simple. All right. Asikim blomi inoka talk sawe igolong Minister of Treasury. Tasol mino looking Minister of Treasury is down inside. So me salim this la asking igolo Prime Minister. All right, ask him blomi number 1 amigo longa. Ramu Agri Industry Limited. Mr. Speaker, Ramu Suga sindaon lo madang ground lo madang province long pla time. Producing sugar na sample mi drink. Amama sample sim sik lo sugar. Istab yet Ramu Agri Industry, Ramu Suga istab yet Ramu Agri Industry comes down na planning oil palm. Na igat Ramu beef tu istab, Ramu oil palm istab na Ramu Suga lo ground lo madang. Mr. Speaker, last year me writing one lo pass igolong Commissioner General of IRC. Me ask him, why takis belong Ramu Industry only by Migolo Morobe Province? Time sugar, one time oil palm, na Ramu beef istap antap lo ground lo madang. Marang ino kisi mo amblam kage bun istap. Look at good bla beki mika. Also kemam la tax regime ya im stop. Also sales office or address blow office blow amla industry stop blow one province. Desla province babaim takis. Me raising this la question one them trasra ino bekim. I'm talking about 10 no desla. What can madness em desla? What can tax regime me blow in the country where Pablo ground ino kisim kai boom stop na narabla province kai kisim tax. Desla ba apply lo Eastern Islands to aram good sabla province. You blow growing lusim ground blibla lo growing all product blibla tablo ground na narabla province kisim tax takis longan. Barang kai bun. Ask him Lumi Amosam. This madness one time by me fixing. No got by me cutting all the sugar now on one time na black sim takis na looking. Pablo ground kay bun stop na ible drink suga na pilim switch ta pa. Amla kati mo suga. Oi pa mo antem. Stratim disla. PSC belum isinon finish, bami blago lo court. Lo reclaiming blessing lo madang. Want them country too, no can say nothing, check in province blibla too. District blibla. So ask him about Sam. Ina people straight him, Prime Minister, sorry, true lo you speaker. Papa lo ground, usaroli plan him sugar longemo, plan him oil palm, plan him coffee, plan him cacao, mas kisim takis longan. Provincial government kisim straight. This is daylight robbery. Marang non absunon nakake bunyed na stop. Imala kisimbek, Papua New Guinea, kisimbek marang now. You be working now, 50 years now. 50 years no independence. Them number one question. By Mr. Tim Desla no gat. Me ask him what's marang mas kisimbek and takis. Number one question. Number two question, ego lo Ramu Nicol. Me ba talk lo Ramu Nicol yet. Desla week lo tunde. Commissioner General Blair Sigan. Em yauti mo ambla talk. Come up la media ibla lukim. Me talk thank you lo member lo wabege me ask him this question. Kan road or big bla multi-million na billion company. You come inside the extractive industry or brown industry or blue industry or kan color industry. Only work lo robbing me plus stop. Want them kan all tax regimes, kan all structure belong accounting, blow law now loopholes stop. What them all schemes or scams. Now look continue look is in tax holiday. Ramon Nicol sit down and need law development agreement or talk tax holiday for 10 years. In fact, you look in this IRC report. 20 years. Not 10 years come away. Tax holiday for 20 years. I'm not midness ken. When I'm responsible government by passing away in look this last stop. People blame kake boom stop. Me are also my extension back come up. Me sanap lo making people belong. Usuno bundi krumu kari leronas. Wanting people no marang nito. No about my extension or expansion. Until nubla deal bamblakship. There is going to be no extension of mine. Until we get a good deal. Now let us talk IRC. Commissioner General, me 1 million straight, Mr. Number One Speaker. I'm talking about some road blow like kisim narabla tax holiday ken. Ramu Nicolino nupla. Time nupla time nipla la antaisim na grisim. Me talk thank you lo late say Michael Thomas Sumare. Thinking nipla lo desla time country bagarap na need investment. Na kisime mi kam lo desla time. Now desla government also responsible government by me fix him. Na Ramu Nicolino nupla company am down name like narabla tax holiday lo mine expansion. No gat and stop please. We don't have enticement to stop yet. I'm willing to spend him. Now I'm buying tax credit.
Governor, when I'm number two, ask him.
So, number two, ask him also. Prime Minister, through you, Speaker, Bible appoint him. Enough people appoint him one state negotiation team now. People from Madang must have been selected the state negotiation team. Now, working talk law extension. Me ready to stop the state negotiation team. Come up in state negotiation team now. Me look him. Kumul Mineral Holding Limited. All start to negotiate lo backset. Minister of Mining no stop lo ya. Take note. MRA, MRDC. Without knowledge of provincial government, na people of Marang even negotiate lo one something. Come lo place na talk. Papa lo ground no chinon na stop. Popla major claim lo Ramu Nicol. Lo kurumu kari yo laram talk stop. All talk by no not come up. Come up in state negotiation. Enough people come up in state negotiation team lo tomorrow expansion lo mine. Na putin people lo marang step in lo desla. No can go back to people na working on negotiation. Nothing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm asking companies also.
Ask him to finish.
I finish now. You ask him also, so I finish. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to place on record my appreciation for the question raised by Governor for Medang. pass them through, and we all get a right to ask him question in as far as matters pertaining to his province is concerned. So I want to register my full appreciation for a question that is raised. I also acknowledge our children sitting up at the public gallery, and I do sincerely appreciate if some of the noises we make downstairs does disturb and rattle your ears, but this is what we are faced with as leaders. We also look into issues of past and try to make correction going forward so that your future is secured in the work we do. Matters like Ramu Nicol, matters like Ramu Sugar, or matters like the MVIL conversation that was raised earlier in the question earlier, issues and legacies that we're trying to clean up today as we move forward into the future. I want to assure the good governor for his series of questions. Any way, form, and shape to get better for our people is the reason why I exist as your Prime Minister today and this government exists. I want it to be absolutely clear, no shade of doubt. And my record on Pogra is a testimony to what this government is resolved to do. In Pogra, Mr. Speaker, we were earning just 5%. The Papa grants were earning 5%. The provincial government, 2.5% rather. But that was the SML1 agreement we were stuck with. In fact, in 1988, when the then Pangu government signed the Pogra, we had 30% stake in the mine. But when our country hit a severe financial crisis in late 1990s, and I can't blame them, at the backdrop of the severe El Nino in 1997, at the backdrop of global financial crisis, the government then had to make some adjustments. Some of the structural adjustments made, including the offload on our powerful PNGBC that was subsumed by a junior banker and now standing big in BSP, and the conversation on MVIL, the conversation removing then our 30% stake in Pogra. Origin Mineral then had Pogra. Origin Mineral was subsumed, and I may be wrong, there are others who are more qualified who have been in and around those spaces as lawyers and accountants and people in the 80s and 90s, the generation before me who had a hand in many of these misconstructs that we're trying to rectify. I clearly understood how we lost our majority say in Pogra, the 25% say in Pogra that Oregon held. And so Pogra was reduced just to 5% that we held, and this government made correction. But our correction was only able to be made when the lease period expired, Mr. Speaker. There's a reference point to Ramu Nicol. There's a reference point to the Ramu Agro. Mr. Speaker, let it be known to us, we are a country that respects agreements. We must not be seen to break agreement right in the center or right through the life of that agreement. Something that our country, even to my own dismay, I give you another example. I am the first one to admit I'm not happy in Ramu Nicol project agreement or Lear mine project agreement. But as your Prime Minister, my hand is handicapped with the agreements that we already have in place. That is legitimate agreement signed by a legitimate government back then. It runs its course. And for Lear, God bless whoever is in government when the lease expires. I want that government to get it right for our people. But any moment, if the covenant is to be reviewed by agreement by both parties, example, in this instance, there's a proposal emerging. There's a proposal emerging for the Ramu Nicol, and government has been pushing the downstream processing element. There's a proposal emerging that the project agreement can be varied to increase the scope of the project. I want to give assurance to Governor of Madang and the people of Madang. When we sit on the review table, then the people of Madang, through the governor's office, and the local members will be invited to contribute their views into a better benefits sharing agreement that is the entitlement and that is the right work for our country. But having said this, in between those agreements and today, the Internal Revenue Commission has the right, in as far as the duty is concerned, to check so that any and every revenue that needs to be collected must be collected. And I cannot stop them from doing their job. That is their right, whether it's checking leave, or checking Ramu Nickel, or checking Pogra or Okteri, or any resource for the matter, including Ramu Sugar or Ramu Agro. I want to say that we are a country that is governed by rules and regulations and agreements. We honor agreements, but if the IRC feels that some element of internal revenue collection that needs to be collected, then they will do their job unimpeded. I want to point to the first question you raised on Ramu Sugar or Ramu Agro. There are different streams of revenue. The streams of revenue that most provincial governments are entitled to is the goods and services tax. The goods and services tax. Today, for instance, some other provincial government will complain that while LNG is hosted elsewhere, or the harvest from LNG is hosted elsewhere, or harvest from gold projects hosted elsewhere, some companies operate in Port Moresby as our nation's capital. The payment in terms of the tax payment for GST, but everyday payment, swiping cards or check writing for goods procurement happens out of Port Moresby or Ley, then those are collected there. It's a matter of public policy readjustments that can be made, and I want to give assurance to the Governor that it is not out of reach. Part of the 50th reset, how do we ensure that provinces in which resource projects are hosted, whether it's agro, forestry, fisheries, or mining, oil and gas, you have a right to have that fire in you that it is harvested from area. How do we have an equitable? Our constitutional goal number 2 says equitable benefit sharing. How do we have an equitable benefit sharing? These are things that we can look into. Governor, I look forward to your participation in our government caucus. I look forward to your participation in public discourse. You are a very esteemed legal mind yourself. You are the first person in 2019 to brought me into Pangu Party. You were there when I signed to become Pangu Party leader. And I want to ask you, let's look into the policy construct. Let's look into a legal construct that gives respect to you as the host of those resource projects. So other benefit sharing, if it is not GST, then how can other benefit sharing recompense or address the need for resource area people and province, district, and LLG to be embraced? And so, good question, Mr. Speaker. And this, at this present stage, in my view, involves going further from a public policy into legal readjustments that we can make to make sure everyone has an equitable place on the table. Thank you.
Me looking plan the old member is enough, but me look sabe lo sambla old member well, you know, sabe make him talk, so me give him opportunity long lah. Ask him. So me ask him, member of Maprik.
Thank you. Right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for recognizing the people of Maprik and giving me the opportunity to ask you my question. My question, without notice, is directed to the good Minister for Health, and it pertains to the incomplete Maprik District Hospital. Mr. Speaker, this important project was funded through the Department of Health in 2016 for an estimated cost of 8 million. However, due to many delays, the cost was revised to 12 million. From available reports, it appears that the contractor has some outstanding payments that we must pay to enable the contractor to complete the project. So, Mr. Speaker, this district hospital will serve the 8,000 plus population of Maprik district, a population that is rapidly increasing each year due to the increased economic activities in the region, and will also serve other neighboring districts within the Central Pacific region. The only health center in Maprik is always congested and is not able to fully cater for the increasing population. This situation is seriously affecting many women and children, and the need to have this essential service installed is very critical. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, my questions to the good Minister for Health are as follows. Can the Department of Health field a review mission to review, evaluate, and value the Ampanen project? And if so, when? My second question, when can the Department of Health settle the contractor if there are any outstanding fees? And my third and last question, when can we expect the contractor to commence work? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister of Health.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to thank the member from Maprik for this very, very important question. The first one is the district hospital at Maprik has been delayed since 2016. I agree with the background. The contract was awarded to a J4J company back in 2016, and that contract was supposed to complete within 18 months. And the contract, as of today, 2025 September, it's 65% complete. There was 8.1 million kina appropriate for that particular contract. To date, only 55,000 kina is now available in the accounts, and that is monitored, administered by the Department of Health, and I like to acknowledge the support given to the particular project by the Pacific Provincial Administration Governor and the team, and the Pacific PHA. Yes, it's a concern. About 9 years now, the project remains incomplete for about 65%. Department of Health is it's an important concern for us. I will send the team, the Department of Health. I've got a letter from the CEO for Pacific PHA. I acknowledge the report also from the member. I've instructed the team from the Department of Health to the compliance, especially this branch team, to revisit, to travel to Pacific, Maprik especially, to look at that particular infrastructure and give a full report on what needs to be done. I am aware that there was a 10 million kina allocated last year to this particular project by the government from the Department of Health request. That funding was not released last year, as many other funding coming from the Department of Health. But it's an important project by our government, and we'll make sure that this project will recommence very, very soon. The team of the Department of Health will be revisiting this particular project next, as per my instruction to them. That's my first point to the first question. We will make sure that our team will do a complete review of this project and give us where we are. So whether we follow up with the funding outstanding that was supposed to be released last year or not, we'll capture this project in the next budget. That's happening at the moment. While answering this question, like talk sabi clear also National Department of Health, one support long ADB, DFED, naigat online long World Bank now come on board lo support him National Health Infrastructure Plan. National Health Infrastructure Plan that is now before the NEC to give an approval. This is an important arrangement on what we want to do, coordinated probably, capturing all the LLGs, districts, in the provincial country, 2025 to 2035 program or plan. So email kita by looks at also tigat all plan one all infrastructure stuff in the plan, and that's going to NEC. That will be approved very soon. Like to also it will be coordinated by the Department of Health going forward. But I want to say that this is an important area that we will work on. We have now established a project management team unit in the Department of Health. I see that we need to improve on this. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say also one thing that Milukim FBO or the final budget outcome presented by Treasurer Law this year, I'm indicating also only 52 or 53% of the funding allocated to the Department of Health. PHS were used up last year. This line of Kubla Tumas, and on the reason why this come up, you may look at also all the projects, 1 million kina projects by the PHS who come to the Department of Health. They have a special procurement committee. All the projects, all the PHS are bringing back to the Department of Health anything to do with the infrastructure programs. So me like asking also all the districts, please sign him SLA, service level agreement, on the all PHS blah blah. So all your infrastructures to do with the health must be undertaken at the district level using your district procurement committees or provincial procurement committee, not having to bring all those projects come to the Department of Health. That takes up 1 to 6 months for one particular project at a cost of only 1 million kina. and that's been a major part of the delay last year. But coming back to the Maprik, it's a concern, it's an important project by the department. We'll make sure we work with you to complete this project as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Tubla 10 minute, Lodisbla extended time, you may ask him and finish. Now, you may go long. Grievance debate now. Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Lord Luxa Lomilo, starting this grievance debate. I'll use this grievance debate to just make a few remarks. Me like pass them through, kisi mouse long, family blomi, people, na party, talks out long, talk thank you, you, Mr. Speaker. I mean, a grievance one time you, I mean, talk thank you, you. Aste, you may send up, witness him, looks away long, Lapun grandship, great grandship, say Michael Sumare, long statue blogan me unveil him aste. Me like to thank you, you, Mr. Speaker. This place, pass them through, it's been designated for our national unity pillar. By the time you come as Speaker, you've been consoling me, me plus some play thinking like you move on to national unity pillar. You talk one M face plus unity pillar more you play like him. Somare national unity pillar, yeah. So you may put him this club, Senate plus Somare in front of Parliament. Me like to Speaker, if ask them me play me to clear, taking this time where country tune in long TV na uplink the Honorable Job Hamat member of Manus in your wisdom. You talk give me put him display sinan in Facebook somare. Me amamas lo explanation you work him. After me sinan him bronze statue. You know face that's all. People full life-size body belong power block country. Me stop right in front long Parliament. Me talk thank you you, leadership you. Honorable Johnson Wapunai, me Assistant Speaker this time, and me kiss him talk to you. Want them clerk of Parliament, all good Assistant Speakers for the last 6 years. This law work he get up. We ramp him up in the last 2 years. We like to thank you to the government, people of Indonesia. All he give him looks away and all he assist. On the big life sculpture, long power of the country, and me send up. This plan also master, lo talk to me talk. Statue and physically send up long face long Parliament. But this plan send up long somare, thinking long somare, work long somare, na bell na passing blogan must stop inside lo lewa lo yumi olkada leaders block country. Somare, in my view, amplified our national union. He never put civic first, he put the country first. He never put Murik first, and Karau he put the country first. I want to say thank you to the people of Isipik. Today I wear a necktie belong to the province. The people of Isipik unfailingly since 1968 have given this great sana to the country, and he unified the country. His hand in holding our country together is second to none, Mr. Speaker. I quote Semoyave on the 13th of June this year on the 57th occasion of Pangu Party. Semoyave said a fundamental punchline. He said, in Somare, everyone could find a place on his table. That's why amongst many who could have also emerged in the early 70s, many Papua New Guineans from all over our country just to rally and gravitate behind the sana of the Murik Lakes and to make him the leading voice and advocate for our country's independence. I want to ask all of us, Mr. Speaker, I join you as we placed the statue in front of a parliament as a national monument. It caused all of us to come together. Children could come and educate themselves for the importance of national unity, where members of parliament can go and seek inspiration on the ideals of where we came from and to where we are today, but more importantly, where we must go so that our children all could have a better life in the future. This must resonate deep in the DNA of every members of parliament who come today and after us, because Somare taught us clearly what this is all about. I want to reflect on a few moments I had with him. There was a moment in May of 2007, if I'm not wrong, where he came into Tari unannounced for my election, my nomination, my campaign, unannounced. We were to have received him the day before, but weather blocked him off, and I thought he would not come into Tari. I was an ordinary candidate back then. Privileged to have the Honorable Simon Kawi here. He was president of NA back then. The Honorable Simon Kawi accompanied Somare with only 3 in the helicopter, 3 others in the helicopter, descended in Tari. No security, no protocol, no additional policemen. Walked from Tari Airport to my then Senti district office. Today we have a modern district office, but then Senti district office. 1 kilometer up, sat there, wait for me 1 hour before I arrived from my village. He was kind enough to sit me down, tell me, candidate, don't worry about the protocols. We're here to do some campaigning and we are out of place in the next 2 or 3 hours. Something he taught me powerfully in that illustration was humility, able to relate to others and not put himself higher. Here was the father of the country, sitting in my district's then small Senti office for 1 hour waiting for me. When I arrived, feeling embarrassed, feeling that, oh, how comes he's here? And he just shoot me down. Sinani misi, give him barely seat up, beginning of January, become the campaign, time the campaign. After I got elected, a few weeks later, we descended into the Kokopo for the NA-led camp then. In Warango, he made a fundamental first statement I had from him. Pekinese, you come now, planti sawe manista. Before 75, no got doctor, no got lawyer, no got accountant, no got degree man. Me play broken bus, but ting lo whole country tasol me la broken bus. Political independent, me play kissim. Economic independent, me play no kissim yet. Deliver economic independent. We rallied behind him, big project. The late Anderson Agiru, myself and others gravitated, Minister Duma included, worked towards PNG LNG, part of the step towards getting economic independence for our country. He was a giant of a man. I want to place on record my own thank you. When I resigned from the then O'Neill government, he walked to Laguna, sat with me 3 hours. We talked. When I became Pangu Party leader, himself, Sir Rabi, Sir Peter Luce, came and visited me and thanked me for joining Pangu Party. In Morobe, when we went for a first national convention after I became Prime Minister, the 3 patriarchs of Pangu came and embraced the new Pangu Party into government. I was given the unfortunate task of being told by himself 11 days before he passed, in his own house in Morocco, that he was now diagnosed with advanced pancreatic cancer in terminal stage, stage 4. He was in palliative care. And his tablo state were in Okutla. He broke the news to me himself. I was not able to tell the country. He lived on. 11 days later, he passed. I was given the honor, the greatest honor of my life, to take the body back, because he had told me earlier that Isipik he must go in his final rest. He took his body back to Isipik. Mr. Speaker, when he took his body back to Isipik, some of us were in deep emotion, because we thought he'll lay here. I just want to thank you for your wisdom in giving honor to the father of our country, for ensuring that he has a forever place in the seat of our national democracy, to make sure he forever speaks to all of us, just to do the right thing, follow the law to the best ability, and make sure our people come first all the time. May Somare forever speak to us. And as all of us face our 50th, I want to appeal to all of us in the innermost. We all human beings. May mistakes not be deliberate. May wrongs not be deliberate, rather. If you make a wrong it's not deliberate, we can understand. But committing deliberate wrong cannot be forgiven. Somare, in the sunset of his life, many of us said many things to him. Again, I was there with him in 2011. I saw in him a heart of forgiveness. He said, young ones, let it go. Unite the country. Go to the 2012 elections. His government was taken from him, but he said, let it go. He taught us that time that let it go. Parliament speaks. Go to the elections. In 1980, when 5 years after he delivered independence with his leaders, he could have fought. Why VONC? But he allowed VONC to happen. He allowed transaction of leadership to take place. Since 1980 to 2002, when he took back office, there were 10 times government changed. He was right there all the way through until he took back office in 2002, and we set the nation towards a cusp of economic regrowth that we have today. And I want to tell all members of Parliament, let's see him as a beacon of inspiration, a directional pointer on where our country should go. And as we all work, we'll honor the legacy of the man in the work we do for our country. Let us corral ourselves, lay aside our differences. Opposition, you have all the right to speak on policy matters. Speak. Government side, you have all the right to speak on policy matters and questions banning. But all for the construct of our country. Our country must be placed on the right road. I give you all my fullest commitment. We will tidy next year. We have a fair election process in 27. If Pango wins again, I don't want to win at the backdrop of allegations. But it must be fair on everyone. Opposition campaign fair. All of us campaign fair. And people will decide on who should be in government. That has been Somare's way. He's always respected people's call at the election. And he has started this path of our country's birth, worked his part, is now resting his path. He now stands right in the face of Parliament, pointing all of us to the national consensus of unity, equality, prosperity for all, leaving no one, no place behind. Thank you, the Honourable Job Hamad, for the role you played and you respected him.
Honourable Governor of Loy Civic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me too, give him talk, screw him to talk lo Prime Minister, lo good talk, me congratulating you, want them, Honourable Wapunai, good walk him. Me too, edim this talk, Number two, talk sorry, long old member, we plenty binigat ask him. Now you may not get opportunity to ask him because all sitting and me short to mas na. Me talk sorry na. Me been got one to ask him. Me frame him also grievance so that at least all ministers he can hurry. Na me talk mas too also Prime Minister you wear him flag belong ECP long necktie below you. Thank you. Now this ask him and me shoot him straight you gonna think people belong ECP cam. Now but me put him come long heavy belong you, soldier below you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Last year, people been talk planting long all functional grants. I good plan so we got 10 minutes so we can explain him. Time all province sim functional grants, Mr. Speaker, NEFC is work him out. Functional grants, I go some long leave first, long teacher. I go long local level governments, long work long all. I go through me plus I sim also one plan only call him primary production grant where me supporting work long agriculture. I got two, always I give him also administrative grants, and we go along work long, all provincial administration, and I go along supporting work long, all DDA where all staff long, all staff inside the district administration. Is I got two, sample halivim where there's the function grants, I go along supporting village court, and I come. Now all the provinces are kissing this plan. So this grievance for me, because the Prime Minister in staff, but all minister can inform him behind, Deputy Prime Minister staff. Last year, we been raising issue long all functional grants were outstanding. Long ECP tasol long all get the province. Now I got some grants too, where I go along all PHA all by running all work long all. Now plenty been outstanding. Now government been paying long last year. Now time we been raising long budget debate long November last year. Prime Minister, I will give him talk commitment long him, talk promise where me talk. Government by tidy him up, now all by pay him out, all get a display outstanding. You know, belong ECP Tasol block, all get a province. Now time, me been asking this la same asking, me been follow up, long last sitting, where ECP provincial government, you know, been receiving funding. Now all get a province to me, so we only been kissing since March last year, Mr. Speaker. Time me been asking this pla, ask him long, I think long treasurer. Despla, immediately after, I think 1 week after, me talk, thank you, finance department, they remitting 1.8 million this year. It come lo ECP. Now, if you recall, Mr. Speaker, time only been announcing budget long. Last year, only talk ECP, only put him lo headline talk ECP by 360 million. Cash component belong and mipla by kisim, 70 million. That's all. The rest, payable workman, mostly payable teachers. All teachers lo ECP only like close to 120 million and payable that's all. But also reflecting inside lo budget lo ECP. Same one the budget lo the province. So time government is call him nabab lo budget na talk. Des la province kisim also, des la province kisim also. Emi no cash mi plus kisim. Cash component lo ECP lo this year. By around 67 million cash component. Where money where finance department by remitting directly go along ECP provincial government. Now this plan by karamapim all get a 6 district blomipla. Now by karamapim 28 local level government blomipla. Stop inside lo deslabon. Inside long M2. You got teachers leave face stop. Mr. Speaker, me talk now because last year me plan no kisim teachers leave face. You know me plata sol all get a province all no kisim. There's like teachers leave face so. We were not able to send our teachers on holiday. Particularly all teachers were come to Narbla province, na teach lo province blomibla. There's like outstanding yet enough now. Poret blomi emolsem. Na me been like asking this la question na. Me like in Prime Minister by take note long em. I want them treasurer na finance minister. Wari blomi emolsem. Me play come lo finish lo display here now. Next session me play sit down and bago lo budget. Now suppose me play no kisim, especially for me, the leave phase, Mr. Speaker, and there is also an education function grant where me play use him to support him or sumatin me play stop lo tertiary institutions, Mr. Speaker. Now because ECP has done really well, and ECP now has 3 high schools that are in the top 10 in the country. Plant them all, picking ECP go all tertiary institutions now, and we are having to support them. Lo school fee belong all. And it's a burden for us. Time government is asking people to make him work, only asking people to improve him health, only asking people to improve him, only asking people to improve him education. Now only asking people to improve him economy. People focus on this law something. Now when it actually improves, you need the budget that is approved in this house to be transferred. So as I stand before you here, Mr. Speaker, ECP has 59 million outstanding for this year, where function grants have not been received. We have 34 million outstanding from last year, plus a 10 million kina infrastructure grant from last year. So total outstanding, where government owing MIPLA now, 103 million, Mr. Speaker. Now me worry because MIPLA by Sinan no next sitting, na mbagolo budget now, na suppose finance na treasury, making work blow, na MIPLA, seems la money. We won't be able to continue to function and operate, Mr. Speaker. Now, PM made a commitment that the government would tidy up all of these outstandings, not just to ECP, but to all the other provinces as well. Now, for us in ECP, we are in a unique situation because, Mr. Speaker, we had to spend our own money to divert a creek to extend the runway. That's why no work, Plomipla. We signed an MOA with the National Airports Corporation. National Airports Corporation to Yupla must make it because underneath the loan requirements, they cannot do it. Now we have to relocate the creek. Mipla Brooklyn Banis plus CIS. We are now into the CIS borrow. Mipla relocating creek, but we've run out of money because our application for the funding, the NAC talking Mipla, Yupla apply Naxim's money. We cannot do it. The funding, when it went to planning, and I wrote a letter to the good minister for planning, the funding was then given to NAC. We were asked to do the job. This is a national government role, not ours. Same time, CIS relocation. national government function. National government is not working, and the provincial government is supposed to do it. The Turubu Road is now cut off because we had to relocate the creek to extend the runway. Again, national government responsibility, Mr. Speaker. We are building a police barracks. National government responsibility. Responsibility of ECB provincial government. So, Mr. Speaker, these all functional grants here, we're only promising MIPLA. They have to pay us because we are unable to keep our local level governments have not operated for the last 6 months. Because money where is tap inside the budget, we're supposed to go all inoka. We've been asking whether government got cash flow problem. The treasury talk no, there is no cash flow problem. Yet, as I stand before you, the people of ECP are owed 103 million from last year, now outstanding this year. Suppose me go and check him PHA is owed 21 million. ECP provincial government, he give him 3 million, where me talk thank you long all. Members from me sit down inside the house. Me apply give him 3 million ken law by Marasin law, treating people below ECP. So, Mr. Speaker, grievance below me also. Time you me like working this law budget. Now also me talk, I'm a mas below me also Prime Minister and we wear him necktie, we saw him. I me got thinking law people belong ECP. Now suppose this thinking is strong, me hope also Mr. Speaker. I can talk long finance minister belong him, can talk long treasurer belong him. Now I can talk long usa do narbla minister we hold him some money we need lock come lock people. I can talk some long all now only can think him people belong ECP because next time hang up him no neck belong him. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Milugim samla me by me by talk by me one dog system neglect to solve. Me to like at one block voice the solo flow so me ask him Governor Lomanus, you can make him talk play.
Thank Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Lord. You look savvy on me because you savvy midlata so na time you speaker. You know that man can saksim talk to midline by mitaso. But plenty time, some the time almost I look savvy on me. But thank you through. Speaker mix him time here, Lord. Thank him you too na online go pass law. Prepare me meal of 50th anniversary blame me. Me looking plan the good plow come up na by continue come up. Some the talk lo me by me talk lo. Me believe I'm got nervous sitting before independence celebration blame me. But today me let touch some grievance debate from me. And me believe grievance debate from me by issue team you think team blame to Mr. Speaker. Inside law Pobla province where government blame me been alright team lo work him. Pobla port. And one blah by go Western Province, was it Kikori, is supposed to go hub, Isipik, Wesipik, Namanus. Me aware because Isipik can be for last election and maybe Sabe also maybe got a groundbreaking ceremony belong and been come up. Plomanus and online lo transport you walk all kita walk long all finish. Feasibility study been done. Online way go pass law walking feasibility study also by cost him almost 500 million kina. Lo walking bridge Plomanus lo place all call him dauke. And display him thinking Plomanus like go inside lo walk lo peace. He come up tete he knock at one bla noise minister of transport supposed to stop. Now secretaries play, please you play, you walk him display all work play blah. You know at point of work in feasibility study, and then you may not go on. And inside law display, me like talk sabe true also. Think team law album work on okay. And one by time about 2 years ago in this national government, he decided to give 100 million kinablo work block fees. Now, the Burgim go to Tubla province. 770 million, igolo medeng, by golo SEJ plo medeng, lo work plo fish, and 30 million igolo manus. And display by halvim two, display work plo berries. And the 30 million only Tokai put him stab inside the trust account, lo fisheries. And then all officers from me beginning blow ya only go lo fisheries because me black need lo work him this blow work. Fisheries talk sorry, no got money stab lo trust account. Treasury example is not treasury no stop here. Talk ya ituro no got all work lo blame me all kita go come. At the end of the day, he come up tete money ya inogat mo. Me look minister some months ago finish. Me to minister me need him some money lo display work. Minister talk next week that's all. Next week he come up how much plan now. Me no sabi ati him talk pisin long all tolai but all tolai me stop lo place lo long la time all. Talk pisin long all good plan. Display talk pisin he come up tete. But me understand him. Minister maybe I me pay him some like issues he pass him lo work lo money. Me plan like work hard lo work lo fees lo me plan now. Transporting on up halivim. Fisheries suit him no plan me plan yeti come up tete. Na gaman blame me stop look that's all. Now the soli me harim all some la members blame me he really vocal about province plongol. Now when we province plongol maskisim. Me like talk sabi lo manustre dem ground lo me play like 2,100 square kilometers or so. That's all me talk to lo Solowara and 278,000 square kilometers, making us one of the biggest province in the country. Speaker, you yet you sabi, you yet you got a record for this plan, me too me got. Work for peace for country. And a pay is simply big plan money. And suppose me burukim this plan money go inside lo one block province inside lo Solwara blame me kisim. Manu se giving big plan more than any other province. That's all come back long em. You mean as I see one plan money? Me thinking lo me must put him some la money or NFA directly must come lo me play as internal revenue. If behind him catch his tablo province play. Or number two, province must work him taxes. It takes him all piece we only collect him inside all this plus solwara. Now you must get some money out of the valuable piece play me too, because you got right to taxes too. You may talk lo reforms lo side lo ground. Now me mas lo harim all some this government if there is a one block good plus something where this government you work him. Lo make so or resource owners play me or resources play me, country play me, some big money more than ever before. In terms of oil play me, take play me. In terms of gas play me, in terms of minerals play me. That's only go to Solowara, you may not work in plan this yet. Prime Minister before term play me finish 2027 election he come up. He must got some like clear direction of side lo Solowara too. Tete you all talk lo you may like him by Medeng. He put him something also 10 black canaries lo have. So that by helping me lo work lo fees. Me support him this black thing too. Me too like him this black work he must come up. But also me all get that. You me talk local lo Medeng. Me no got problem lo Medeng. Problem lo me also. Now you no taxi me blow line blow fees yet. Also wara blow me bla. But you kisim peace nothing also man blow Medeng now talk here. Labor kisim na blow one Medeng in napsim. Now blow one Medeng by kisim na manu si supply nothing. You me must treat him all get this plus past him. Behind you me talk lo work him all this plus something. Suppose no got ino fail lo me. Because you like at ground, me no got ground, blow me solwara. Now you kisim solwara, now whenever I stop and then you asking me lo help him develop him manus and help him develop him country. Now me no work him blow me because you kisim resource blow me. Me like him, me seriously look. Na time me send him more laws, you must make sure all this plus something must come up. Minister of Peace, maybe I look him behind him, but me like him some money. Lo working, no money when me like him, but money because where government talking game lo me finish na, I'm game lo me finish na ilusi go when me no sabi. But I'm always plakain something me like him come up. Minister, You minister blo solo waratu. Na me like him, you think him, you know can think him ta sola is no pretend also me harim or something come up, yeah? You must think him too also, me papa blo peace too, big plot too stuff, yeah? So time you okay, you think him all this plus something. So me just like bring him this like I'm attention block come and blame me. Me bless some no sa talk plenty because me bless all proper channel or time look is all this plus something done. But time you come up frustrated. Eventually by you hurry me talk. No good you like me no man talk. But me sabi go through all system blow me lo make so you me go through all proper way. Na time you know what now. Me look him also you blame no more hurry talk. I'm not Mr. Talk. Me like him respect lo manu si must stop. Time me walk him asylum seeker before being come in. Directly me blame no work lo benefit. Plenty lo me benefit out of this plan. But no good plong me bla like him, me bla carry him on behalf of the country. Now you may talk to Ken no work lo defense force. Tuesday by Deputy Prime Minister of Australia you go. Lo hand him all some facilities. Australia okay me come lo defense force play me. Na mi hama mas lo display. But me too lo question him all foreign affairs. Same kind also all display. Agreements where you mock him one time US too. Cabinet plo me bla alright man finish all spokesman bla me bla all staff inside the negotiation team. You bla no include me bla. The time you bla working all agreements. You bla lose thing lo me bla. Olo wonem by me bla karim heavy blo me. Me bla sim heavy na bla sim good bla blo me. Tete suppose defense force agreement one time US come strong now come inside lo country blo me. I bla all kita misal blong online blog ground wal no hamamas pa ino gulo ibla all kita Papua ni bay come up lo me bla. Tas all kai blong em you bla like him you bla kisim. No good blong em me bla mas kisim. Me like him display you must start look ken. Display kind something in a long run. Em me bla all labun man liki talk. Thing em me one bla blong all this man lo parliament tete. Me bla line blo 97 ni kam nungut tu bla o tri bla member tas all nungut me bla stop backside lo me nungut bla all kita stop lo run lo me. But me just like make him display come up clear. All kind something you meeting illegally. Eventually by leader we go plenty or something where can cause him people have come up lo province blame me. Country blame me. Time blame me short me tax him that's all same. One time display speaker thank you troll harim talk to me. Me kisim talk to me la one time me go imol kita house. Thank you.
Me look sabelo member blong middle fly.
Thank you through Honorable Speaker, Lord Luxa, Lord people, Lord Middle Fly. Me too, thank you through. Me too like making some grievance debate, Lord me. Based on 7 Planubla districts. I think Lord 2023 maybe making this debate. And then now second time. Me pla this 89 pla districts. Planti kege me pla kege finish lo government. Planti something me pla sim finish. But me pla still talk lo kege yet. While me pla this 7 pla new pla district. And me pla now to sol. And also baby. Since 22 me pla established in 3 years to sol. Now all the time me bla tok and me bla tok lo. All blood district. Heavy blow all blood district. Now 7 blood new blood district. Me bla no him. Since 23 me been this debate law. Special funding blown this law 7 blood new blood district. Now last year 2024 budget appropriation all been capturing. Me talk thank you Lord Isla. But through money me plan of sim. Lo budget me stop. But through money me no come down no district. So big pla heavy big pla got them osem. One time but me black sims the money na building all this district now. I thought that should be the priority for all the 7 new districts. Mibla no ksim samani, mibla hard lo build him district headquarter. Mibla hard lo build him district hospital. Mibla hard lo build him district police station. Hardlo building or schools from me blatu. DSIP where you me ogata seximia. Suppose you hardlo making mogata something and me blood kissing big pla pen. Heavy blow me blow on New Blood district and 10 times, 20 times more than you blow all blood districts. So some time looks our must come lo me blood too. Law 23 debate me been talk some. Law address him heavy blood this last 7 blood New Blood district. And must come up with some whole government approach. All the ministers should be responsible to look into the 7 new districts. Minister for Police, one in plan blow you law this last 7 New Blood district. It's very unfortunate that some minister no sit down here, but thank you Lord you plus some sit down. Grievance debate, all ministers in Ablo sit down and talk because I'm not going to want the minister, I'm going to all the ministers. Minister of Education, one in plan blow you law 7 New Blood district. Minister of Health, one in plan blow you. All the ministers who got plan law, help him, support him, this 7 New Blood districts. Because me plus struggle. DSIB me blabba working one him something. Some does something me blabba making, but some does something me blabba not making. And now me blabba creating more new blabba LLGs too. But how about you make working all seat of government blow this law new blabba LLGs too? Even again, we are also creating a new wards underneath this new blabba LLGs. So heavy blow me blabba am go big blow to mass. Again, me like making this mention or some seat of government am no come and big blow pen me blow karem now. That funding should be released as soon as possible, as early as possible. Come lo me blow this new blood district, so me blow should start him work. Now me blow start lo 2025. 27 I mean no time lo working work. 26 that's all by me blow work. But to build a district while not getting the seat of government, me blow no got in time to build him. Me blow come to new blow election again. Seeing that the 7 new districts have not built any infrastructure, how about me blow looks ours and that is a district or that this line come up with a district. Some blow me blow taking off this the criteria or come up district finish, and yet we are talking about funding from the national government all the time here. While me blood is new blood, me blood no meeting one blood criteria yet. Some things me blood was struggle na make him. Some blood no got. Like other districts, at least you got road and connect, or maybe you start lo side lo wara. But me blood some blood no got. Me blood stay in charge lo boosted. Are we going to build a road? Or are we going to go and build a district office? But building district office, maybe we carry more the materials, lo balus or chopper. These are some real challenges that Mibla facing. Big heavy Mibla facing stuff. So all one ministers must look out this la heavy na. Team up on the Mibla na minister blo. Provincial and LG affairs sem sawe logo ta heavy Mibla lusim lo MP sem sawe. So you must support him all this la Mibla districts. Otherwise, Mibla create another district again or some more again mi are mosem. You may not build him all where you may create him finish. And then we are trying to create the next lot of new sets of districts. All you mean of feed him na malnourished stuff na you mean like go create him nabla again. Or province too, but you mean make him again. It's good. Law make him some size law district na province ko league. But you must responsible na support him all this law. Districts where you may carry most and beginning. So grievance blow me, Miss Our Assembly Minister no stop, but Prime Minister am stop. Not grievance blow me and was please, now I'm July, I'm August finish. Maybe like him was seat of government, Lord Isla New Plus 7 Plus New Plus district, you must release him this lakam Lord Isla districts now. Suppose you plan to release him, me no sawa how about you been building more districts from me plan. DSAB me plan struggle or build him some plan infrastructure, some plan you mean struggle or make him. So this la seat of government am come by helping me plan build him some plan infrastructure where me plan it him. Thank you, through.
Honorable Minister, the Salambay to call somebody member of Nukua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, after you walking about rolling of my today by grievance debate by me to talk to law Parliament, law anniversary of the Parliament of 41 years of Parliament, building now you must have long. So me like talk to law this law, long making me plan long. Is no way to speak. We talk thank you long. Or something you speaker or speaker before you. Or Prime Minister before you, will I talk thank you long you plan the Parliament, or got a clerk do you me, start long Australian colonization, colonial administration come, will I talk thank you long making me blogger. Me looks how it too, na me Togamas lo two member will come back lo Parliament, member come back in long Nawai, now member come long Central Bougainville. Thank you long. You come back to Parliament, and looks how you blow make all people blow me, Kabum too, sorry. Thank you, straight like come. Mr. Speaker, today is the 8th of August 2025. Today is exactly the date that this Parliament was opened, 41 years ago. To me, like, looks how long. This is our architect, named Longolem, John Pearson, na Jean Omar Machat, who said he designed in this law, Parliament. One them guidance long all Papa Blumipla, the Parliament at that time, led by Honorable Great Friend Chief Sir Michael Thomas Umare. One them all members of the Parliament throughout Papua New Guinea at that time, all designed in this law, Parliament. This is the Parliament and adopted law system, Mr. Speaker, you sabe, law Westminster Parliament. Law 1834, the Westminster Palace was burned down. And the Parliament at that time, was a palace. And during the history of the time, there was a competition to design a new Parliament to replace the Palace of Westminster. I was privileged to go to visit the Commonwealth Parliament with Governor Powie and with the Bougainville members to visit the setup of the kingdoms, the 4 kingdoms that make up the United Kingdom. The British government. Now, Miplago, na looking Parliament block here, William Street, this is the original Parliament. Even to William setting the Australian Parliament too. So you talk thank you long Australian government, the people will give him gift long Parliament, now you make a nice building, let me stop long this is Parliament. So this is a design, adopted by the design that is originated by the name, by the prize winner of the competition at the time in 1834 by the name of Charles Berry. And now 2 plus something important, 3 plus. We said by Kamabin design, the plan the house outside long. Now we said it give him thinking how may come up. Now this is a front belong this is a Parliament. Let me kiss him straight picture belong house Tambran or house man belong Maprik. Now you may law shipping you make a 2 kind house. Lowara na long lost type lo yam mi long abelam na long arapes. So this la yam council I am ko finish lo nuku. Me originate long Ambundi. Na me talk thank you long member of Ambundi Dreki lo take him lead na chairmanship. One them Parliament long come up him. Stadium na picture long great grand chief lo yumi Sir Michael Thomas Umare outside na me talk thank you lo committee you blog lo Parliament lo kim sla long look sabe long probably yumi. time lilig mang yet, me born yet, Mr. Speaker. Lo place lo me, you got one house, this la one kind of house lo here, same them snap. Me born inside lo this la, outside that, time me like tram lo go close to the house. Mama bromisa, karamina rousing me because, me secret. Me stop na me look at the house, one kind of same house, long pran block parliament now, lo Maprik, house iko na plo, sipi kwara ika na plo long oliet, na me pla long andap ikat plo me played. This little house in a blue story me am. This little house long all mans are sleep, all boys are sleep, in a blue triple moon, lock sim strong na sim save lo how blong panim abus. House yam narapla, house yam moligling house. Bol story molis la house, yam now, sim now put it inside long. Put lokam no line him long in front long house or semsla. Na andap long lo plus lo mistret, me plus put him, cut him diwai now, shape long eagle. Lo put him straight lo andap long him lo headland. Na me face him isla house. Tambra. Me plus call him houseman house tambran. Now main reason why I put him sign lo eagle or pisin long tarangau, and because tarangau sa panim abus. Namsa kagay all fresh kagatas all abus. In all abus ibagarapinis na sting. So that's why also put him lo andap lo headland na now stop yet lo. We plan na time we stop we grow up we go in up lo Mr. Speaker in up lo the last house and we put on the goran lo I blow me lo plus blow me na I'm finished lo. Lo 1984 Mr. Speaker. Me selected come to UPNG, Logan Science Foundation me from Passam. There's a time long today, on the 8th of August, 1984, the Logan Science Foundation me, we black come with the same opening Bloodisla Parliament House. Mr. Speaker, you must use more history, long educated more beginning blow me. You mean a story long, one is by walking here in Parliament. Parliament is a house here. Lomibla lo place, strong blong, custom blong, abelam na, arapes. Emi no put him yam inside. Blong, holy mol man bloko panim abus. Yam narapla blok come outside that you heap him yam in front of his house. Now by you him abus where you kill him finish, Mr. Speaker. Put him on them yam. Now you deal him. Now you work him custom. Now, Mr. Speaker, or Papa, almost how to announce him nothing young, prohibit him until only sabe or some harvest by all right. I'm custom lo mi plan mosem. Ta you plan him yam, lo mi plan, Mr. Speaker, you don't have stop on them, Mary, now you go plan him yam. Mr. Speaker, time you plan him yam finish, lo next day, Mary no na bigolo yam kaden. Enough long close to Emi or yam by grow kamadam na by lookable ground by brook. Now by chief na head block clear no place by talk people can walk him now custom lo yam lo hip him yam. Na suppose I'm looking more ground in no brook good. Na yam I need not grow good. No around him na cancel him. Mr. Speaker, I am all story long. Custom lo yam na like explaining lo yupla. This is like how shape long now start lo parliament ya. Long blah blah em ya. Plani blah you no sabe. Me fortunate Mr. Speaker lo grow and it lo papa. Close to me like go sleep lo last time brand too but then me miss him na me go to school. Na me talk thank you long order so this life making possible lo me sana blow ye. Me talk thank you Prime Minister na all ministers na members of Parliament who said he give him respect long aste lo program blow sem great chief for Sir Michael one all got all papa all got all speakers blow me lo before we like talk thank you too long Australian government Indonesian government lo sana pandemi we cannot be separated we always forever together because geographically you don't have separate in Australia na especially Indonesia because mibla pass through one them ground long all. So, Mr. Speaker, I like clear him, we like to strong him to talk to the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker. Long silent people talk, take you from me, you can look at the people who speak. Because, in all one blood time, only vote him out, Sir Michael. People do civic win him all got the electorate law Commonwealth. You know, Papua New all, Mr. Speaker. Only win him over the Commonwealth, the whole him Sir Michael, the start you gonna have finish. Now me previous to start with them 5 players before 2017 no me finish. So me like to thank you very long. People do civic long no matter what. Only still winning me play it. Lo passing the whole him leader. So when I'm Mr. Speaker, me like to thank you, you give me the opportunity, me not talk to the grievance, but me like story long. Plus, lo you long custom lo civic long how does how is sanap san makim em no sanap nothing ikan meaning long. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member lo must be noticed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bloody time we'll talk Papa Ground, Igona. Parliament too is Papa Ground area now. Okay, me like support him. Legally talk from minister. Time we come must be. 30 years ago, before me come a member. Late summers I established 4 miles now. Wax in the mountain. Now got 1 house lab. Lo electric blow me. Lo Borgo 2 I got 1 house. M2 electric blow me. And a long time me stable politics all live long and me like to thank you long all get a civic. 6 district plus civic. Why me talk also get 1 ration? Time I become a prime minister. Long time long. Independent first prime minister of this country. Late summer. Civic province, all get a district, no get 1 development come up. You see the kind of charismatic leader of some late summer stuff. Emino Tintin lo province longen. I'm talking, you me only prime minister and I look all Narabla provinces past time. I'm true, huh? That's the kind of leadership we got. Aste all line long, you, Speaker, you been working good plus something straight last law. Son statue belonging 41 years of this building. See, this building you're looking very fantastic. Very icon. You look at Quila. You see all the Quila. This like me Rosu design in a special way where Papua New Guinea culture and tradition is established. So me like to thank you all family belonging. Now all get provinces or all get district inside law East Civic and I go law West Civic too. Lord, this la time, I'm establish leadership, na give time, Lord, Narabla province. Now, me right time through, you may put a statue belonging. Lord, legacy belonging, I must go yet, na, I must stop. Me support him, talk, Lord Minister. Okay, now too, me like support him. Narabla, it's a housekeeping sort of thing, but me like somebody minister of middle fly. Member of middle fly, housekeeping. Ask me, speak up, you talk to land, that's what me like kissing and me like to talk. 365 days in a year. 52 fortnights. 26 fortnights. 14 days a fortnight. Now you may Sarablo member of place now, all voting you may come and tell of Parliament. We are privileged to be in the floor of Parliament here today. Not by go yet. But when we backbenchers and other people at the grievance debate like this, when the ministers are you are not here, who should be hurry and implement him?
Constant time maybe 40 minutes. Without, not even 40 minutes only. Namibla might talk grievance debate, Namibla talk. Some of the questions that we might ask, we are putting in the grievance debate in a form of statement. You must be on the floor of Parliament. Time of Makimilo member of 2017, I never missed one Parliament session. Time we go outside, yes. And 22, 2 minutes missing one block. You blood to work in party, but those are serious. Online people play looking and stuff. You on and on the Parliament. Not going to vote him all next time. Time old man hard work na work next money. You on a privilege package. You should be on the floor of Parliament to make laws and deliver goods and services to our people. So, me throw my top to the house man, you blood scale him, make sure all ministers you must be here to listen. Some of the time, constant time is not enough. Number 3, law and order. Situation blow you mean of country. Situation especially in the city. Some of the time, by 8 mile, wildlife. Governor Rumi one time people say go. So people for it too because where are the security? Police supposed to be there. Before time long, Paul Tyson or Paul Tien, police commissioner, late Tyson. Sam Tyson, yes. Peter Igilio, and then Governor Gary Baggy. Also patrol or station blow like Geru, 6 mile. 9 mile downtown, also put patrol. Now you go look at station blow, station commander at work. Or all go say him, all call him a chorus booker, OB. All check him, who's at work, what's M? Now no cut. Put patrol, no cut. What's happening? People are thinking out the carrying of pick up. Okay, when pick up, they spend another 2 or 3 hours. All was police car 2 by weight. Is the 10-seater going to be wait there for 3 or 4 hours to pick that officer? And then fighting always. This law something we must address him. The basics. Check him all station. Especially in the city, you make that long and check him. Now me driving all the town and looking how much land cruiser? Park long, headquarters. What is those land cruisers doing? That time police all great well Bomana. Are they administrative staff or should be on the operation? More than 801,000 people working in headquarters. Policeman. They're supposed to be in operation. Non-policemen officers should be working in that department. Some lot, yes, policeman he can work. Some lot, most of them there. Time we driving or plant the car stuff. Before no got one bus or pick up every morning. On already stuff, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock time to walk. I think by me put in bus or one station or city blow you me. Now also I was 8 o'clock by walk, bus by go on that. Also more got a car. All divisional head or commander or director give more Jusuki and all drive round. All the land cruisers pull him all. And then put into where you make that need long and law and order. Now talk, no got people, no got car, no got logistic. Please, you may appeal to me yet. Before the Connect PNG come up from Mosby City. Floodgate by off. Where is law and order in the city? How are we going to tackle it if we can't tackle the little issues now all fight ethnic groups? Me too, and the governor blow me for this stuff. because floodgate up. Maski buru car or push lo road talk, you miss na looking nubla road, all by come yet, city by pull up. Those are some of the things that we must consider. So law and order must be priority in the city because now we talk about king of settlement, Lord, get have me go. Now Mila King lo Saweb na mix him popular title the next month when we pressure him. Igolo Minister of Lands na Prime Minister and by giving the governor na we blah blah settlement to Saweb. But at the end of the day, the security of our welfare, block community, blow you city. And by stable. So if police commissioner is watching, minister is watching, some of one of you staff you are watching, go to the basics. Check him out police station. He got car or no got? Logistic staff or no got? Put him on policeman, foot patrol. Plenty of police officers, only staff, Tamlo, town headquarters, more than close to 800 or 1,000. Rouse him all. Come, put him in operation. All cars rouse him. Give him almost around the street, put patrol, so that we see our changes before independence. 50 years independence, special day, blood this country. Now, plenty old man outside, Prime Minister, President, Premier, diplomatic missions, they are going to come here. And they are not going to go to the provinces. They are going to come in the metropolitan city, FCD, Blomibla, and Blue too. And what happened here will reflect the other provinces. So we must be in preparation within the next 7 or 8 weeks. Stop. Me want the governor me ready. But me blah walking walk blah. Law and order must walking blah. So that we see the success of this very important occasion 50 years anniversary.
Member will notice time will you have received mark finish.
No, God, we finish him thread. It took time. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Member of Madang.
Mr. Speaker, I'll try and keep my grievance short. It's in relation to MVIL, the recent sale of some 3.2 million shares, valued at around, or sold for 350 million of BSP shares by the state under the direction or approval of NEC through the KCH. My grievance is that there was a previous commission of inquiry conducted into the sale or acquisition of the UBS inquiry, and the sale of oil search shares or acquisition by the state. And in that inquiry that cost some 28 million kina, the findings found that 72 million kina was involved in fees to put that transaction together. 72 million kina. The total transaction of buying and then selling, we paid over 464 million for that transaction. We don't know about something. This is transaction fees and interest fees. So my grievance, while this issue has been debated in the public, Prime Minister Staff me like him to take note, Minister for SOE will take note. The only way that plenty-time corruptions have come up is when we buy and when we sell public assets. All man, commission man sa kam line up walkie paperwork na sim kai blongo. Sometimes only at kai, sometimes all man inside lo government kai want them. Lo said lo MVAL, we no got evidence that talk Prime Minister involved or Minister involved. But we don't know. And the only way for us to know, there has to be transparency and accountability. So grievous debate lo me ask him, say, Mina Prime Minister. Want a minister, you can give him directive. Now can provide him this information. NEC submission. We plus sample of been staff minister before, we know the documentation where you can provide him come law opposition, me shadow minister for finance and planning, to be able to vet and confirm publicly the transaction was in order. So all public can talk, yes, Mipla one bell because opposition has checked it and confirmed the statements by the Prime Minister and confirmed the statements by the Minister. Right now we have so much allegations surrounding corruption, ICAC, and many are directed against the Prime Minister. But no evidence come.
We got point of order. Honorable Minister, what's your point of order?
I just want to inform this Parliament and the members that the brokers, JMP brokers, were paid 1.2 million kina to work for MVL, and that is on public record. That will be provided. 1.2 million, nothing more, nothing less. Market price. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I think that the Minister went on record to confirm. So I'm one side. So I'm glad that he's confirmed it. Now you may look at paperwork, now you may confirm it. So that means transactions on this side, where government paying with MVIL, and transaction on the other side, where MRDC been buying. You got kind way where man can walk in side. In this case, there's no evidence, but to satisfy the public and show that the Prime Minister is committed in transparency and accountability, that his government is committed. So you may not can use him talk that's all. We actually have action to follow.
Correct.
So those documents will include the term sheet. Now some lawyers will come and talk, oh, non-disclosure. We have a non-disclosure agreement, but unfortunately for them is non-disclosure agreements does not apply to public entities that are subject to the Finance Act. Because it's a public asset being sold, guiding principles under the Act require transparency, accountability. So non-disclosure agreement and no meaning long. Agreement also. We have legislation here. So I asked the Prime Minister, I said, put it on you. If you can issue a directive, I'll write to your office as a shadow minister, and also you can direct the minister, provide those documentation so we can clear this up, so this issue isn't held against you like the UBS loan against previous governments. And the public can have confidence going forward that these are the measures. Unfortunately, our institutions that were tasked to go after corruption, not yet, so we don't know now. People are losing confidence. So to bring that confidence back to Parliament, I look forward for the Prime Minister, Lord grievance debate, Lord me, Lord talk, yes, agree, provide the documentation, the people in the opposition can assess it. Whatever is confidential, maybe like elusive, where we understand commercially is confidential, but for the purposes of accountability and transparency going forward into these 50 years, that the people of Papua New Guinea can be trusted, that the Prime Minister, his government is committed, and the opposition are working together to honor that commitment. Thank you.
Honorable Member Kokopo.
Mr. Speaker, or Luxavel, or this chair, where one former Prime Minister to be stopped, I leave him Prime Minister Bloyumi, late Grand Chief Sir Michael Samarelo, kiss him independence. Thank you, through Speaker. Me too, Misanap, Makimol people Blomi long Kokopo District. Long talk, thank you, Mr. Speaker. The bold decision that we've been working one time committee, where now you may look in Masay, we've been witnessing, unveiling Lorisla statue, non suppose sample la yumi Lorisla house, you may not been realizing. Look him, it was a sign of unity, Mr. Speaker. Time people have been sit down now sunset aste. For the first time, you look him sun, ibini kamantap, light go through, time we go down close to 6 o'clock. Now this is la emisanap maki molsem. Country blayumi, lo time long independence. We only been walk lo talk. Time Prime Minister, late Grand Chief Sir Michael Samare, he been born long East New Britain. Now misanap maki mol people belong East New Britain. Especially all people belong lo Kokopo District. Lo talk thank you. Lo life belonging. Long this la government. Set him up government. Now me can think him, lo this la date, where me been stop also 14 years old, Mr. Speaker. Now me wear him traditional. Attires belong to Britain. Lo come up lo celebrate. Long opening lo this la building. All Sing Sing group have been stopped. But plenty of leaders were been stopped in the likes of Matthias Tolim, in the likes of Oscar Tamur, in the likes of Korean Hurakit, member Blong Pomyo. Now, in the lights of the regional member, first regional member belonging East New Britain, Roy Hudson, he was a plantation manager who structured Halivim long building of the nation. Mission up here. Now, we talk thank you long all get our leaders, we only give history. But legally political history of the province. He come inside the country. Now, time is up 9 years after the independence. This is a celebration of this building. Speaker, one more time. Me play talk thank you to you. Long continue. One time this law decision. Me been harim this time only work lo talk plenty of leaders inside the country. Long 1984, just 9 years after the independence. Plenty money talk all same now leaders. One kind all same today. Only talk all same big money only spend him lo this house blow on him something. It was again 224 million. I stand here to be corrected. But I was 14 years old and I can hear the history. I hear the history that yes, it was 24,400,000. It cost him this building today. And that is a golden opportunity for us here in Papua New Guinea. Now, one vision because this is how leaders play me. They did said something, Mr. Speaker. Now today, you fulfill him this all diriman belong all leaders play me. But tani it long and long all prime ministers. Me too, me sanap makim all people blow me lo talk thank you long all previous prime ministers. And I come inside, time Sarah bin Amaliu. All you know bin Belleville alongside Grand Chief Sir Michael Samari. Nabiani bin talk all same. Me now, ba become a prime minister. Lord, this la for all of parliament. Time we must talk thank you long all this la leaders. Na dedi blow me, ereman to binding, even sana pluen or likely mem yoyo, lo one pla vote, na Sarah bin Amaliu become a prime minister. There's a lot of political history that he must have. He must put him so that it's going to be a story to tell in the future for our future generations. Today we talk thank you. 2 long old prime ministers, so Sir Julius Chen. Even though been got fight between Namatanay, New Island one time all East New Britain all Twilight. But only been come na sit down good so that time become a prime minister. Even though today Governor Blomanus he will call him East New Britain, but there's a lot time East New Britain has been playing very important role. Now thank you. Today we must talk thank you. Now before me go inside the grievances debate, Mr. Speaker, me to me stand up, long commend him this government. Look, talk thank you. Lo Prime Minister blame me today. Now to previous government, long Prime Minister so same right, you know, remember Pangia, Pete O'Neill, another Prime Ministers. But today, this government, it will focus through this transition period, transformation, where some people you may have been looking, this transition period through long colonization government. It come inside long government Layumi. Some people Layumi been born before the independence, maybe 6 years before independence. If you talk thank you, this all previous leaders, through long all speakers, governor generals. Miss our time me will go down in 10 minutes that's all, but thank you. Mr. Speaker, may I commend him this government one more time now to thank you, Minister. Belong intergovernment relation lo this amendment lo provincial and local level government. Misana employee is a fourth city chairman. Now inside lawyer, me talk thank you. Long amendment long section 27. Thank you, Minister. This land now by paving way, blow me blah because he got plenty of differences inside long all local level government. Inside long urban local level government within the city. Now you look now let me plan now. By this responsibilities by staff inside long authority. Thank you, Lord. Plenty or something, but never plan where me like tuk long and long appointment long provincial administrator. Mr. Speaker, inside lawyer me no looking money long all CEOs blame me by staff also money. By through Miss Avel say money need long city authority head and me staff long board, the city authority board long appointing. Usatin by come up here. But people are looking to us, and suppose he can one kind of some provincial administrator. So that this decentralization of powers, he must come back long along province and districts. On top long and Mr. Speaker, we talk thank you can long. Prime Minister, the government of the day na two minister. Lobokim apology. Apologize ego long all this election long all board members na presidents. And this is very important. So referring to this election. Antap long and we must talk also. Through law reform or before law reform, premier system even strong too much. Like effective long all provinces, especially long East Britain. Plenty of roads have been building long East Britain because only have been kissing revenue. One more funding has been stopped inside long all provinces through the provincial budget. Now, me long East Britain. First budget long East Britain was roughly 9.7 million just after independence, long delivering all projects inside long East Britain. But after a reform, time has been changed. Today, me kissing back, power become inside long Waigani. Now, today, me work to struggle, but underneath this government, me believe was yes. You can work in amendments, or me work in finish, na give back power. You go along all provinces. Now, Bali can come up with some premier, like a speaker of parliament, like we can debate long all programs inside the respective provinces, believe throughout the country. Thank you, this letter solemn debate, me. Grievances debate, me, and thank you, speaker, recognize him, can people of Kokopo district. Thank you.
Honorable member, the minister, Blongrum, the minister.
Thank you, Speaker. Me sanap makim people of Maprik, people of Miet lo Engorang, with emotion today in this house. Me sanap lo talk thank you to so. Makim family blo somare, Lady Veronica, all pikini blame, me yet no family blow me, all people blowing Goram. Me plala talk thank you, Lord line honors of this city, Moti Koita, people of Central Province, people of NCDC. Now all the people of this country, where all the former leaders, Olikam Lohem, Long Highland, Iguanta Plong, Mountain, Long Nambis, Long Region Blomibla Lomomase, Highland Region, Papuan, the islanders, who have stood tall and strong, Lodisla time, where you know got enough education on Papua New Guinea, now listen up. Now look at one months I speak him English good. I'm radio announcer and a teacher. Now look sa lo leadership plan na. Maki mem. Lo come up or some leader, lo lead him this country. Mila talk thank you to all former prime ministers of this country. Musa to listen up. Na kiss him this walk long great grandship. Sir Michael Thomas Somare and Ibn Karimikam. Like Mikey Mouse, Lord, people will be Lord Sipik too. Is Sipik. Where's Sipik? That time, any staff was some leader of Lord, this country. Now, Lord, people will Sipiks. Thank you, Lord, good comments. Where you come up, Lord, this house. Lord, thank you, all people of East New Britain. Lord, this time, Lord, talk also. All of you in this house have a history of what he has shared with you in the time of his leadership. La topic, thank you. Speaker, la topic, thank you. Committee, you. Not this house. All the workman marry inside of this house. From the security at the gate, come on top. Now all the workman belong this parliament. Big thank you. Lo look sabe, na kisim all people lo place belong em na ausman blem na sing belong em yet na karimika. This song has never been performed anywhere else or in a show or any cultural thing. It is a traditional song that employ em yet oli kisim kam outside lausman. Noli karimikam. Inside legisla sing. All young plant also sing. They must be physically fit to sing this song. Because you can see the steps. You have to go down and come up, go down and come up. And you must fit. Only exercise lo sambla moon lo karim sla sing. Emplo la pun man yet. Grandship, late grandship, Sir Michael Thomas Umare. Na mi plakam. Lo show him respect. Na mi lo to thank you lo is na worshiping people. Em only no kam lo kanu. Only no kam lo boat. Or ship. Only kam lo balus. Thank you for the time they also spent here to witness this unveiling of this big monument or statue whereby he bring in Papua New Guinea or some thinking blo lapun man and stop them long time. Yes, me I'm a mas lo good blo talk. Time em stop or some leader. Em talk long em. Say give him long all the line past him. People mask. I said this emotion thing because that is true. He does it. But when it comes to his time blow mandate him, undivided support, the people of Sipik does it. And they bring him back into this flow. And it's a record. Now me or some leader, we stand up in this house, lo time, I mean up lo making pigini blame lo come up leader lo this house, but he tend to appoint me to be the leader of people of Angoram to come back to this house. So me to big thank you, Sir Michael family blame. The big thank you through the speaker. Lord, this looks away you got. Now you bring more people along. Bless straight come. Lord, saw him culture. Thank you through Lord, you all get that. Usaiti attend him. Thank you, governors. Now you blogger sabe you blog at one story one time. Mila talk thank you taso. On behalf of people who need blood. One employee this house. And something whereby me discussing inside of this house. Lo good long country and talk blame. So you may debate good plan, healthy. But don't take it time you walk about the outside of this house. See your brother, see your sister, one kind of sort. Story belong in. So Milato Bikla, thank you. Prime Minister, once again, Deputy Prime Minister, na disla government, lo look sabe, lo disla time. Long this something, this monument, stand up, historical something, lo united people all gada, no leaders from Moiti Koita, you stop inside of this house. I hope one day Moiti Koita will also represent this house, na by got good plus story in a balancing people all gada, Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Lord, giving space. Lord, grant great chief, stand up, Lord, this ground, stand up, Lord, this house where by me soy mibla, or youngpla, no leaders for tomorrow, no pigini blomibla, what we can learn and how we will take this country forward. So Milato Bikla, thank you, all the leaders. And I am fortunate to serve with him for 5 years. Time Kisimi come said, and he appointed me long place yet, na to you come on me by me, school me na this la time by me losing parliament. Now I promised me plus something. And that's what we did. Milato, thank you, all the all line staff, lo cabinet, lo this la time, lo working decision, long body blame, Prime Minister. You know, by mistake, you all in chair blame. People blow civic looks away. When you do the right thing, it will come in return. The good Lord knows. And all of us know. You can talk, you go come, but there's always. And I also want to thank one of our former Prime Minister who is in this house. Thank you for your support. Member of Yalbu Pangiana. Thank you. I'm a good law lesson in my line in the time. I was an ordinary person when he took me in 2011. And I'm with the member for WEG. We were one of those that created another new police force in Port Moresby. Now I'm the member of parliament. So be sanablo this law so to big thank you blogger. God by blessing bell blah. No opening thinking blah good blah wisdom must have blah blah type sanablo just la flow blouse. Always be fair, respect that leadership and what people give you blah. Now they are watching. Respect one another. in this house. Thank you. God bless. I like you, on behalf of people of Langoram. Thank you.
Honorable members, the question is that the grievance debate be noted. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, before I call on the leader of government business, Migat Liglik statement lo wokim. Now this is a statement that me pass long line blue me lo opposition. If we got talk come up, only walk long, Liglik issue long along. Leadership lo opposition. Now I shooting talk to lo me also speak I medal or face lo opposition. But me not believe also me make him this la because me write him pass along all. Behind him to la pass where he come lo side long all. Na pass where me be right long all and me talk all same long all. That me look sabe long all yet to la pass come lo me. One bla lo Honorable James Nomamne. Na one bla lo Honorable Douglas Tumrasi na tubla conflicting results. All sem na inside lo disla pass lo mi go long all. And me talk all sem. I will recognize a change when a duly convened opposition caucus meeting can confirm clearly an official minute of proceedings or a letter is returned from all members of the opposition whom they wish to appoint as leader of the opposition. So let this la part, let this la let pass me right along all yeah. And now, as of this morning, makes him pass, he come long all. 10 honorable members of the opposition. Only right lo mi also speak I'll indicate him usat only like him by me come up opposition leader. Honorable Kit Uduhu, MP, Honorable James Nomane, Honorable Johnson Wapunai, Honorable Noah Cool, Honorable Peter O'Neill, Honorable Ricky Morris, Honorable Robert Atiafa, Honorable Rufina Pita, Honorable Simon Sia, Honorable Sir Pukatemu, and 10 blab long. Opposition only got 117 or 17 blab member. Now let up long this line up to me now. So let us all behind him pass with me right long all straight him. And now me make him this look savvy also walk lo me make him look savvy as Allah. Behind him pass with me right long all and this la part of me talk. One point of order, you.
Mr. Speaker, while I note your statement concerning that members of the opposition written to you, Section 64 and clear, only pact. So that governs the election, calling meetings. It got lost up. So while I note that some certain members wrote to you, no one can write to you to appoint a prime minister. So the opposition yet must call a meeting. That meeting must be chaired by the opposition leader. Resolutions or motions must be moved at that meeting, then second at that meeting, then the results of that meeting all can inform you. So me like just talk, I know you made your statement, but me like, because I'm something of the public, so we have to be clear. The speaker cannot direct a meeting, he cannot chair a meeting of the opposition, and he cannot determine the outcome of a meeting, unless there was a constituted meeting. Me like just put on record, because you had your working public statement on this issue. Thank you.
I think point of order blum medeng of honorable member blum medeng by in order because I'm loy talk sem. So behind him this law now I am talk this plan now. Me ba me now senapol sem. You pla he must come up man. He got ball blongen. You pla must got ball bla also man. Now go hold him caucus meeting. Now straight him this line in one point of W. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, with due respect,
Yes.
it is unparliamentary for you as a chair to say you make it bold, no, you plug it bold. Please, can you withdraw, please?
Honorable Deputy Opposition Leader, there's a statement. Talk pisin blo yumi talk pisin blo yumi. Lo talk him desla. Na me like ask him you bla opposition. Suppose he law you bla must be any more same you state him or me medeng. You may got narrow point over there.
Well, Mr. Governor, for instance, I don't mind your business. So please, just allow us to resolve this. Mr. Speaker, parliamentary democracy is very clear. Numbers dictate. Whoever becomes leader, whether it be prime minister, whether it be prime minister, or is it whether it is going to be prime minister is voted on the floor. Opposition leader is voted by the majority of the members in opposition. We cannot have an opposition that has been hijacked by one-man parties when we have a big party in opposition that's already made up its decision. Mr. Speaker, you are enjoying that privilege on that seat because I appointed you, because I appointed you, are interfering with our business.
Honorable
You are interfering with our business. 10 members have already signed for this young man to become opposition leader. Mr. Speaker, you recognize this. You recognize this, Mr. Speaker. Member for Medan has never won a seat apart from himself in this country. PNC won 17 seats. We're still bigger party in opposition today. So we can't put up with this kind of rubbish. Mr. Speaker, you wrote to us asking us to put the letters from each member in writing to you. Now when the opposition leader is refusing to hold a caucus meeting, how can we resolve this matter? We have put it in writing to you, you recognize this. And stop playing politics. We need an effective opposition. We don't listen to this rubbish. You've done enough damage in this country with your social media bullshit. Let's do the right thing, Mr. Speaker. And let this learned lawyer, he can go to court if he's aggrieved. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. He wants to be, let him go to court.
Honorable member blo Yalibu mixim tok blo you. But Miss Kelly tok blo honorable member blo medeng law. Namami tokol sem. Letai company Slomina is tokol sem, but Iblamas Holim, I will personally write to the opposition leader and ask him to convene an opposition caucus meeting. Na ibla sotium there's a legal in-house issue. Legal in-house issue na ibla waga kama travel now may me cross long. So all same to all.
In accordance with the majority of the members in opposition. If he wants to be a leader of opposition, he has to produce his numbers, and he can't. He's running around in circles, creating problems for everybody. We owe it to this nation to have an effective opposition. You owe it to this House to make the decision and agree to a majority decision of the opposition members.
Honorable member blo Yalibu Pangya.
Because they've refused on 2 occasions at our request to have this while Parliament sits here for 2 weeks and it hasn't happened. So you can take it from me that we will not attend. You can never, your own opposition, if you select, that's the way you want to run this Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable leader blo, honorable member of Yalibu Pangia. I was gonna do that, spare the letters. But then when the honorable member for Medang pointed to me the law, I have to follow the law. So therefore, I am asking to all members of the opposition, and I will personally write to the leader of opposition for him to convene a meeting for the opposition to sort out this issue. So as that, because of that, the decision now is still that we maintain the status quo as it is until such time you convene the duly meeting, leave the opposition and sort it out. And then you let me know from the opposition caucus. Thank you. I now call on the leader of government business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move that the Parliament at its rising adjourn until Tuesday, the 2nd of September 2025 at 2:00 p.m.
Question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, leader of government business.
I move that Parliament do adjourn until Tuesday, the 2nd of September 2025 at 2 p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, Parliament is now adjourned to 2nd September, Tuesday, 2nd September at 2:00 p.m.